Hey there, nieces and nephews. Uncle JD here again. Uh, the third live stream of July 4th. Again, this live is not going to be that long, especially if I start losing connection like I was earlier. But, um, so yeah, later tonight, which will be the last live stream for the day. It'll be like a little Bible study with Uncle JD, but it's not really a Bible study. It's just an explanation of Daniel chapter 7 verse 4. And I'll explain more about it when I'm covering it. Now, I will say this much in this live stream. The book of Daniel is one of those books that contains a lot of end time prophecy stuff. And I am a huge enthusiast of end time prophecy. I've been studying the book of Daniel and the book of Revelations specifically since I was like 12, 13 years old. I've studied religions or religious texts or whatever you want to call it ever since I was a kid. But I know more about Judeo-Christian stuff than I do other religions, but I do know about other religions. I like to know things to where I can understand things to where I can understand others. The Blop Flop Tack says hi. What up, Bop Flop? Or Tack, whichever one you prefer to go by. Forgive me if I say this wrong. Is it Janelle Morales? Hello to you. No, I am not Catholic. I fall under, some would call me a oneness apostolic Pentecostal. Others would call me a holiness follower, that type of thing. Charlotte Ocasla says hi and waves. How's it going? Michael Norris asks, what are you doing for the 4th of July? Well, we've already had our 4th of July dinner. I'm getting my mind right again, of course. Later on, I'll be doing a 4th live stream on July 4th and comparing it to the book of Daniel in the Holy Bible, chapter 7, verse 4. It'll make more sense whenever I do that live stream. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't stop vaping. But it's the THC vape. So it's a little different. Charlotte says she subbed. Thank you for that, Charlotte. All right, here's something that I don't understand, and I haven't seen this until today. But these little things next to people's names where it's got a crown and a number. I see up here on the screen it says top fans, what I'm looking at. But I don't comprehend how it works. But either way, thank you to Charlotte and to Jonelle for subbing. Michael Norris asks how my day's been. It was kind of off to a rough start, but it got better as time went on. How was yours? I thought my battery was dying there for a second. Good to hear that, Michael. Good to hear. Let me get one more in here. Yeah, and I hope anybody that's celebrating the 4th of July is enjoying it. And again, 4th of July, Daniel chapter 7, verse 4. July is the 7th month. And of course, it's the 4th day of the month. I'll be going into more details later. I'm sorry. Michael Norris says, I'm sorry, I have to go. We are doing fireworks. That's cool. We would have done fireworks, but we live close enough to places where fireworks are out in the sky, and so we don't have to buy our own. We can just watch it without even leaving the house. Charlotte, thanks for the like. And what better time than now to say, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when all the videos drop. Then tell your friends about me, and then have them tell 2 friends, and then have them tell 2 friends, and then have them tell 2 friends. This way, eventually, Uncle JD can get monetized. Apparently, people are excited to see people, so that's nice. Charlotte asks, what am I drinking? It's just regular old Mountain Dew. Nothing mixed in it. Nothing like, nothing special. Just straight up regular old Mountain Dew. Although, some drink Patron shots or tequila shots. Kind of like on St. Patrick's Day, I would do. In America, we call them Irish car bombs, but if you go into a Irish pub or you go to a pub in Ireland, you wouldn't call it that. You would just simply call it a car bomb. I'm not going to go into detail on that. You guys can look it up for yourselves. Okay, so obviously I got my mind right because I'm having a hard time focusing. All right, starting to have connect issues. What the hell? Are you saying Philippians? If you're asking me if I understand the book of Philippians, yes. If you're asking me if I understand Filipino words, no. I used to know a couple of them, like a couple words, like greetings and stuff, but I forgot. Jonelle says, I am cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Makes me feel good. And I do just want to mention again, there's hundreds of videos on my channel touching on a whole bunch of different types of topics. So, go check them out. I will say this, the ones that are green, those are all Get Your Mind Right videos. But there's all kinds of stuff on there to understand that after I finish this. um, and and then keep an eye out for my next live tonight later on. Uh, I kind of had a feeling that's what you were trying to say there, Ethan Lee. So it's all good, but still, yo, uh, doing a little better than I have been. My health was really bad there for a while. Towards the end of 24, going into most of the beginning of 25. It kind of put me out of commission. Like I couldn't really do much. I couldn't really move. I was definitely not in the mood to, jump on and try and do live streams because I was feeling miserable and I didn't want to be miserable on a live stream. So I'm doing a little better now, feeling better. Um, got some things taken care of that needed to be taken care of. So that's a good thing. Um, as far as the whole homeless situation, uh, I've been pretty lucky with being able to have an indoor place to stay that I don't have to watch my back and I don't have to worry about somebody, robbing me because of where the uh, uh, Janelle says, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like I am 9. I'm not sure if I'm reading that correctly. I'm sorry. The text in the chat on this phone here is very small, and I have a hard time seeing things sometimes. And also, happy 4th of July. Thank you. And in case you weren't watching at the time, Ethan, later on my Fourth of July, my Fourth of July live stream, it's going to be involving an explanation of the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 4 from the Holy Bible. Charlotte says, I'm not on 4th of July. What day is it where you're at? Has it not? Wait a minute. No. Wait. I don't know how the globe works. What day is it where you are, Charlotte? But but chapter 7, verse 4. Yeah. No. I need to learn how time works on the globe because it's like where does who gets what time first? You know what I'm saying? And who gets what day first? Because it can be in the U.S. on the Eastern Standard Time it's midnight, but Central Standard Time it's 11. So for those on the East Coast, it becomes the 4th of July. Well, it becomes New Year's, uh, and then an hour later it becomes New Year's for Central, and 2 hours later for Mountain, and all that. The U.S. time zones are confusing enough for me. I can only imagine what learning the global time zone is going to be like. Western OT. Not sure. I'm going to call this the end of the live stream for now, because I'm having connection issues again and I'm done with my cigarette, but I will be back later on. I'm in Western of the US. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But yeah, see y'all later on. Uncle JD signing out. As always, everybody stay safe.